Alright, we should be live here on Hypixel. Got the sound working. Alright, so, an update since yesterday. I collected the minions a couple of times. We're already at 20,000 mushroom collection, which is fantastic. I might even chance it and put some gold minions down for collection, depending on how skill average works out here. We're pretty close to being done with that. So tonight, we want to farm at least enough potatoes to get the hot potato book. That should be pretty easy. We're going to go for armor collection goal. We're going to go for trapper. Start working towards Heart of the Mountain 4 for Golden Goblin task later. And probably get the box at least set up for witches. Lighting up the island, cleaning up the island, and such. And then hopefully this training weight is 5 strength for us by the end of the duration of the stream. We also want to get a 10th minion slot. We're pretty close to that. Shouldn't take too much extra additional effort for us to do. You can already see we have a ton of enchanted brown mushroom. We've got a minion ready to go up there. More sec, chest. And we can start working towards some stuff. We're also pretty low on God Potion, but I think that aside from mining stuff for the skill of it all, I don't think that we really need too much more. So we're going to take this just to get ready. If we're looking at our skill average, we're probably going to go up quite a bit in farming before we're done. And we have some carpentry and some other stuff that we can work on. We also have bits, so we can continue doing refreshes for the experimentation table if we feel like it, rather than just doing our normal trages. Let's go abort mines. Alright, so we do have mithril miner commissions, but it'll be pretty easy because we can just throw Picobulus and work to get those done. We have some tools and stuff ready to go, but for the most part I think we're going to be crafting additional pickaxes and stuff like that for the various mining minions. We also still need to talk to Great Forge. Yeah. I think there's 2 Forge NPCs, which will give us what we need, so once we get to Heart of the Mountain 4, that'll be progress for us as well. Call Maddox. Oh, we need to have our Abathon in our inventory. Just want to claim that and get that off the side of the screen. Yvonne is going to join us, I think. Grab cobblestone for the cobble minion as well. Coal minion we can just kind of do off of forging adjacent things. We really don't need to do that many minions. Goblin raid is good for us to do, but only really because we're going to need to have the goblins killed for their eggs anyways. So rather than partake directly in Goblin right here, I'm also gonna swap to hold. I'm gonna go over here and kill these guys for their eggs. Take here. I don't seem to be getting progression. $28 MB. Immediate splash. This is why he evolves the goat. While we wait for splash. I also don't know what people are doing in that golden pig outfit. I'm going to do a notification for the stream. If you want to be notified of future streams, you can join the Discord linked down in the description, or subscribe with notifications on to be notified of a future stream. I just left my goblin raid. I don't think I really care. At stream ping. And get rid of that pesky charity. Oh, that's the potato armor. Potato armor. Sprout armor. I guess you can go for that. Alright, let's go for some of the armors of Rosetta now. So end armor is not going to count for us because we're not going to go for the full equipment set. We only need 15 armor sets, so it shouldn't be too bad. I don't think we need to go for these higher tier armors, but we can definitely consider it in the future. Just going for Mithril. Oh, cool. Evol is giving us the tech. That's good to know. Hit treasure hoarders 10 times. We can easily manage that. Hold on, I'm doing a double take. Yes, that is a level 300 in Glaciate armor. Why Glaciate? And a drill, too. Okay, I don't think they're going to answer me. The world may never know. Slay 20 goblins during a goblin raid event. Well, that's a shame we missed it. I don't really feel like slow mining the Mithril right now. We'll revisit that later. I think that's like 2 commissions so far. So what's the goal for today? Well, as I mentioned towards the start of the stream, I want to get at least enough potatoes set up to craft a hot potato book for the goal. I want to complete most of the other minor tasks and then get set up for Golden Goblin for the final day, as well as Witch Grind for the final day. Depending on how long witches take, then we may do Golden Goblin on stream. Otherwise, it'll probably be a thing where we wait on Sky Mall. I'll grind out some eggs off stream and just throw for Sky Mall 10x Goblin. Surely if we have the compactor, that means that we have the enchanted cobblestone, right? Yeah. .5 glowstone a minute. Okay, so that's a pretty quick stream, so if we leave some of the potatoes for tomorrow, then, depending on how it goes, then I think that's fair. Potatoes, glowstone, and maybe goblin, depending on if Heart of the Mountain Sky Mall rotation permits. What? There is? Hang on. There's text-to-speech? Where? On the stream? There's a narrator.
There's text.
Closed captions is on, but narrator shouldn't be. Okay, you had me very confused. You turned your narrator on. Oh, of course, I'm getting gaslit. Classic. See, now what I'm trying to do is open chat. Into that, go desktop mode. I want to make sure that I don't miss the streamer chat messages. Nope, no chat messages yet. Well, I'm already mining the cobblestone, so I might as well go for 16. I'm getting August fooled. Better together, let's go. BT to orb. Just a few more cobblestone. And down I go. We have another person here. Thank you very much, Yvonne. I guess until I get enchanted gold, we'll just do that. It's a lot of players. Let's go. Let's make sure my Heart of the Mountain. We've invested into Fortune a lot. Okay, so I'm sharing it with that guy. Can I go over here and still hit max? Yes, I can. I'll leave that bingo alone. This area is better for Picobulus anyways. Thanks, Yuval. 10-minute Will-O-Wisp, let's go. So it's 70k gold for total collection here. Indeed it is. Very useful. Do. Legendary? GG's. Congrats on the legendary pet. So I forget to pick Oculus. Other times I fall from my spot. I was told by Yval that it takes about 2 of these events, and with Will-O-Wisp plus 5-player max, I think it's definitely possible to get done. Since I'm doing so good on minions this time around, I can easily swap over to minion gold collection, but that feels like more trouble than it's worth if it's just 2 events worth of gold. No, do the gold manually. 2 event without Will. With like 3 players. Okay. If I can also get an enchanted gold block for absorption potion, I'd be very happy. I'm well on my way to get there. Gold will be a thing that either happens today or tomorrow. It's very dependent on event scheduling here. Yuval, I've got something to pick your brain on. I saw some people wearing the potato armor. Is it worth diverting to carrots for long enough to get the roughly 4 stacks of enchanted carrots, I think one would need to then go to make a full set of the potato armor. Okay. But if I could get a carrot visitor, that would then give me lots of copper to get a replenish out. I don't know. Could work, could not work. I think that's 25k gold. Yeah. Next is 100k. Never mind. There's no meaning or order. Hmm. Maybe not for speedrun tech, but like think about the extra fortune that you gain per piece there. Maybe not this time around, but after they nerf harvesting, it might be considerable for like sources of fortune in there. There's the first gold block. We're definitely not in the running to get a second gold block. And it's a shame that it wasn't just a golden goblin from any source, because that would have been done. And 4-player. I'm realizing I don't know where this experience came from. 3 stacks of enchanted gold now. Unnecessary rock pet. So it's not going to be perfect because I had a little bit of gold collection before. We'll be able to see how much gold I got. Mostly from this better together here. I should probably do that actually, Eval. Be smart. Perfect. Another 7 minutes of mining. Should be able to get a second block. Wrong one. That's an umbrella. There we go. Correct deployable. And let's back up to max players. You go Kudra. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that Will-O-Wisp will remain until the end of the event. Works out perfectly. Now if we can get this last stack we're working on up to 32, that's another gold block, and we'll be able to do 2 enchanted gold blocks worth of enchanting. And have like 50k done progression-wise towards the gold collection. We've got a lot of people in the guild working towards forging progression. The new Taurus Canyon update comes out within a couple of days. With a few more forging levels, increase up to hunting 50, which they definitely have not balanced the hunting skill around. Or maybe it is considered balanced. I mean, if they made hunting as easy as they did something like foraging or mining, people would have billions of hunting XP too with how much they do it. Maybe skills should take a long time in Skyblock. I don't know. Feel free to post down in the comments if you have an opinion on that. I think that hunting taking as long as it does is not healthy. It should maybe be 2 or 3x faster, but it does not need to be 40 minutes for one of the upper ends of the levels, like what the guild member just said, getting forging 45 there. Should be able to get a couple more Picobulus launches off. Okay, yeah, gold is easy. We definitely didn't need to minion it. The Safari Zone allows you to participate with up to 4 total people in a party. It's kind of forced group content. You want to have at least 3 ideally. But I think going for 4 with 4 people getting max tickets each time is a little excessive. You really don't need that much. You can get away with duo running if you leave some of the shards behind, and a trio run would be pretty much fine, just not as efficient. The strategy is going to be you want to have whoever has the master critter capsule. It's all Pokemon terms. Whoever has the master ball goes to the haunted biome and does the Doom Spiral boss. You can have the person going to ice biome also have a master ball, but Wumpa is easy enough if you're willing to drain the critter capsules on it for a chance of getting boss shard there. Doom Spiral can be fused into, so it's not inherently valuable. It's just a Kraken fusion. But the bestiary, as well as the hunting and safari essence you get from hunting the bosses, makes them worth trying for. And then have everybody meet back up in forest biome and do the bird feeder once they're done. People will want to stay probably for the chance of getting a macaw. I haven't taken a look at what macaw fusion looks like, but I imagine it's going to be pretty important just to grind out the macaw yourself. At least the 25 you need for bestiary. And that's going to be a slog of itself. We can craft minion now. I don't think we'll go for gold minion either, or for another enchanted gold block, so we can go just for gold minion upgrades real quick. I hate how my inventory is bugged. I think I'll try to do the drag thing, it doesn't always work. We'll get coal off of the 1 minion. Let's do mithril. We want to find a clean-ish mithril vein to pick Obulus. Just try to get that commission completed real quick here. I don't think mithril gourmand even for event is worth doing. But I do have a general mithril mining commission, so maybe I should consider it. Fire reserve. But then I'm logged into staying on the mining island for longer than I want to be. So I'll pass. Make my way over to Ice Walker Emeralds. It's going to be better just to pick Oculus over there. Alright, now I think I can... And bam. We'll leave Emerald Minion as is for now. I don't think I have a mining sack on me, not to like conveniently adjust anything. I'll put the pickaxes away. Let's get to farming stuff for the last few bits of things. Should switch to prospector. I was only really missing out on mining speed, I guess. 10 titanium upper. I'll just check to see if it's there. That is still part of my daily commission cycle, I believe. Yeah. Either that or Goblin Raid. So we're gonna try to get this done. Upper can be multiple things, because this area... Not this, because it's Rampart, but this area technically counts as upper. Then we go back into Ramparts, and then back into upper. Over here? Oh, easily. Didn't even need to bother calling you all over. So then, yeah, we gotta check the heart of the mountain. We're decently close, but waiting until tomorrow to get this unlocks the crystal hollows. It gets us mainly Sky Mall for 10x Golden Goblin rotation. We're overly cluttered in our mining chests right now. Alright, I don't particularly care for much of anything. Alchemist is a visitor, but we don't really have an issue. Split this. So all of our mushroom minions are tier 4. We'll have another tier 4 ready to be placed down. We need to either light or slab up this area so that monsters aren't able to spawn. I'm going to start working on flattening out everything. Not that it really needs to be done. It's more so an option of what I'm choosing to do. At least while this stuff brews. I can probably leave the tree to Everett to remove it. See, I was going to use this water bucket to water over the edge, but then I remember we have cookie buff, we can fly! First time ever getting cookie buff on a bingo. It's amazing. See, another thing is I don't need to make a dark box, I don't think. Can't I just make a platform? Or is the compactness of it and killing everything what makes it so efficient? Well, I think there is some merit to sure we don't fall into the void like that too much. Alright, that's about as low as I can go without cobblestone generator. Oh, there. That's as low. Anything lower voids me. And water. Let's try that. I hear a witch up there. Water goes like 1 block lower. 1 glowstone dust from the witch. But yeah, you can kind of see. 2 glowstone dust from the witch. You can kind of see that this area is full of mobs. I wonder how much a builder's ruler costs from the garden. I'm gonna go start that dialogue. No. This is just wrong. There are no pests on my garden yet. Do you pull from sack? Yes, you do. Alright, so we're going to need to clear off at least 1 plot, but we can rotate between 2 plots and not have to worry about a replenish book. What I'm interested in, if I go to farming essentials at Skyblock here, the ruler is 20. I think I want a builder's ruler to make the platform for witches. Because I could just make the box. I'll consult Yaval later. As it stands right now, we just need to get biofuel. Put it in the composter. And do the clearing of the plot. So we can put this stuff away. Put this into mob drops. In fact, I think we can just put away this, take out, need some leather. Craft ourselves a regular leather set of armor. I thought about doing that earlier, and then I forgot. Because the sooner we get our garden prepared and ready to go, the sooner we can start accruing visitors. Alright, and now with canopy armor and golden axe, let's go chop all these trees. But yeah, if we're not using the potatoes for the armor, we'll probably just use that to get more compost to have more plots around. That makes the most sense. And with all the XP that we have, we could even overflow skill level in the experimentation table so much with bits, as long as we have splash carry. Looking at potions, we should be good for a while longer. And then, as I mentioned before, we can probably sit on Elixir Splash until the end of stream equivalent here. Nothing we're doing is really skill heavily weighted after getting that alchemy done. Claiming our mining thing for the day. So wisdom doesn't particularly matter to us anymore. Like, it's always nice to get more XP. And the speed is a big help when farming, so I don't think we'll do too much of that with Avogod Splash. Worst case, we downtime a little bit while waiting for Bingo Splash community doing other things. What's unfortunate is we just missed the Bingo Splash community because they usually splash pretty close to the hour. Alright, so fun thing about this is you could either punch all the grass out, like this, or because this is also really effective for some reason. And it feels like it shouldn't be. But I guess when you do farm, all the plots become level like this. But if that were the case, and the goal was to level the plot, this dirt wouldn't count, and this grass here shouldn't count. But it does, just as much as this does. And if anything, you can multitask. I don't know why the flowers aren't falling. But like with grass popping off like that, it counts as multiple blocks at the same time being broken. So it's just the poppies that levitate. Good to know. Can I science it? Like, is this poppy gonna levitate? Now, why would you do that? Do dandelions levitate? No. What's going on with poppies, Simon? See, now I gotta go to my garden on my main and make like a floating poppy shrine or something around my floating Sam. Alright. More meaningless junk that overflew into my stash. I guess we'll keep the wood for later in case. Or now we can just slash trades it. As like in case it has a use. It does have a use. It's called Coal Minion. Alright. Now Sam wants 100 wheat. Do I have that in my sack? Well, if I do, it wouldn't be on me because my sack's not in my inventory. Bruh. Warp. Fine. Should fall under good enough for wheat here. But while I'm here, let's also get some potatoes. Not that it really matters, because most of my potatoes are probably just going to come from the farming merchant. Okay. While we're here, let's kill a trapper animal while we've got the speed to do it. Trapper needs to give us his entire spiel about how he does trapper hunts. He's pretty quick, though, with it. Could be worse compared to most other NPCs. And we get one of the smaller locations. Lucky us. Salt pig. Glad one of us saw it. Now we need to continue this quest line. Get 5 copper from Jerry. And now we can just slowly pile up. You don't really have to do anything. Although, if I hub and buy a bunch of potatoes, yes, indeed, warp garden. If I'm two-plotting Yabal, do I need to use the copper for the replenish hoe? Because it gives a little bit of stats if we look at Skymart here. Advanced garden hoe is 15 fortune. Or I could buy the builder's ruler and make a massive platform on my island that's like I can just load and unload the island in order to get witches. Do I need to do the Enderman design, or can I just have a massive platform at Y0 to spawn the witches? Also, can you load garden? Use a box, not a platform. Okay. Enderman box. Okay. In that case, we probably don't need the builder's ruler for that. Last time I built the box, it took like an hour. So I'm making a decision. I'm not building it tonight. I'm building it off stream for tomorrow. It's okay. You don't have to rush to load Yuval because I need to go IS, not IS, to hub. And I need to bone meal the wheat in order to get wheat milestone. Or no. Yes. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, Rookie Host should have that as better base than punching with an axe. Let's go add harvesting to it, might as well. Wrong guy. At least you can enchant while somebody yaps at you. Last time we might see 60 fortune on farming tool if shadow nerfs get passed through. Alright, garden level 3 is the goal, and then we plant potat. Hey, GG's on the new rare rabbit. Ah. Setting. Garden settings, 81. There. I mean, I'm definitely getting collections progressed. How much to get Garden 5? What the heck? Weird. I'm also annoyed because apparently Ancient Bone Meal doesn't work when the farmland isn't wet, even though it very much could be. Just have to wait for the random tick of vanilla Minecraft. Get 3 wheat and 1 carrot milestone. Well, I'm already on my way to 4 wheat milestones, so... Actually, you know what? No, I think Evol's right. Let's go get that 1 carrot milestone. Which means I need to go get carrots. Because we can't have good things. Maybe use warps. I am using warps. I just made the mistake of thinking I could get carrots in the hub and I was going to walk over. Alright, now I can plant my barely anything of potatoes. Alright. I sit here and wait for them to plant. I walked to the barn. Okay. Alright, I shouldn't need a shovel, I shouldn't need to forage. Shouldn't need that sack anymore. Put away sticks. I know I will want to forage. No, I can just use Mine Merchant if it's refreshed. Let's see. Rolls into place down 10th minion. And then whatever I need to do to light up the island as well. So let's get the sticks back at and make some torches. Wow, personal best. I'm so good. Yeah, I thought 10 stacks of potatoes would be a little more meaningful than that. I guess not. Okay. Once this reaches 100%, I leave. Alright. Hub. Mine merchant time. Way too stingy with how much I buy. There we go. That's coal minion. Oh. I may be not the brightest. Apparently I also bought potatoes yesterday. Let's go replant again. And the hope is that it doesn't delete the existing potatoes yet, it just adds on to it. Now let's go to Endstone Minion. Is it done loading? Yes. Alright, now when my hotbar fills, we're done. Easy. Now I guess we just go for something like Netherwort Minion, Cactus Minion. I'm just gonna go Netherwort because it's in the hub. And there's a merchant for it. Not that we would really need it. There we go. 10th minion slot. Now let's take a look at skills. So we're 13.4 skill average. We're going to go up significantly in farming. We could do fishing. Yeah. Nothing really seems immediately appealing. Like, we'll probably get one more mining level at least. But the farming is definitely going to carry us to whatever skill average we need. We're not going to need to actively push it. Gold ingot. Look at that. We're basically done. Training weight. Is at +5, so gain 5 strength from training weight. There we go. Seven accessories. I'm avoiding talking to the guy with the thing. We're 3 more armor sets off from the goal of whatchamacallits, the armor set goal. Recipe chest plate. Haymaker is its upgrade to that. I'm just kind of looking through the various chest plates to see what my options are. Oh, apparently cactus does still exist as armor. And mushroom armor would exist. There's a lot of chest plates on Skyblock. And I guess we could go for a full set of angler. We have the guide. I had to close Discord. My computer can't handle it. Plus, I'm showing the process of what it looks like to use your brain. Desert. Let's get the cactus collection up to T2. Should be pretty fast. And then rather than mess about with angler, I'm just gonna pay to win buy another Rosetta armor set because I'm lazy. There's probably a better option on the aforementioned guide, but unless you all can send me a message before I get to Rosetta. It's not like I need the coins for anything else. Oh, and there's also chainmail armor, but I'm refusing to talk to the NPC that hands it out. So this is me being very stubborn. Yuval says, nah, he's not gonna even bother. Waste my money. Let's go! Doesn't matter, you're right! Okay, if I ever need to mage since... See, I wasted my money even more by accidentally double-clicking on, Starlight. If I ever need to mage something with, like, a Dreadlord sword, I have this armor set. Sweet. Okay. Comes next. Money waste, money waste. Whatever will I do? Let's go get the archaeologist's compass, that way we can avoid talking to the combat merchant. Get you to fish for me when garden is grown. Lazy collection. Guess in the meantime we're looking. Oh, so many of these. I might not even need that actually, of all. I have so many collections I've ignored. Like the pig. The chicken, which is two at the same time. Warp Desert. The cocoa bean. Rabbit. Mutton. Sugarcane. What else have I missed out on? Pumpkin and melon. Warp barn. I think they finally fixed pumpkins and melons, by the way. Also, it's nice that they're organized now. Oh yeah, look at that. 40 collections. I just had to farm for a little bit. Now what? Fairy Soul time. I know that there's one up here. It's 25 fairy souls, so there's like a lot of them I gotta find. I know where some of them are off the top of my head. Is not another one up here? I thought there was. Ah yes, it's the one here. They also changed around the build. They modernized it recently, so... I guess we're gonna test my knowledge. If I know where everything is. I thought there was one in the well here. Apparently not. There's like a little alcove behind a waterfall here. Should have one. I think Moby upstairs has another. It does not. I feel like one of the water streams has one at the top, but I don't want to bother. There's one up around this area in the glowing cave. Should probably just go to the ones I'm more certain on. Because otherwise I'm just going to be burning time pointlessly. Of my 7 minutes of God Splash. There's a blue one over here. I don't know if that's indicative of a fairy soul or just where the guy's hut is. Half potato plot is empty. I know. Way more than half of the potato plot is empty. It's because I have skill issue. I was gonna farm it and then replant it again. No, see, that's the thing. I didn't forget that I needed to be on garden plant. I just was a little lazy with harvesting the potatoes. Which, now that I say it out loud, it's going to be annoying to harvest the potatoes either way. Or deep. Okay. Well, let's harvest that before we go fairy soul hunting. Thank you for loading, Yuval. Okay. Sounds good. Just enchant all the potatoes, ideally. Don't even know if that's going to be enough. I was hoping it would be, but I think it's like 40 something you need to max. Yeah, still not done. Well, let's go warp farm. And we'll just try topping up the additional potatoes with some manual harvest here. And then we'll elixir splash temporarily while waiting for finger splash community. And go get the fairy souls while potatoes wait to grow. And if we run out of fairy souls, then we'll work on clearing our second. Oh wait, no, I need compost for that. Don't know what I'll do. We'll find out. That should be enough. It's a shame, because it keeps the potatoes, but it's going to reset all to base growth stage. I thought? Wait, no, what? What kind of bug have they introduced here? I think it's any time that a potato has grown. Whatever, Simon. Your server befuddles me sometimes. Whatever. I was hoping that my 18 enchanted potatoes I additionally harvested would be enough But apparently, anytime a crop has grown outside of base tick, it doesn't count as a potato anymore. I don't even bother. I'm not doing carrots. Problem for later, I guess. Alright. Mines. Mining event. Great, now I have to listen to another NPC talk. Just missed whatever the active one was. Well, I know of some of the very soul locations here, since this hasn't been modernized yet. Was Gobride. Okay. Problem with Slime Hill is everything looks mossy, so nothing really stands out as very soul location. I know that there's one around the back stretch here. But which part of the back stretch? It also doesn't help that I have the leaves on. Whatever, we'll skip the emerald area. Not as well as the others. And we're out of speed. Actually, the extent that I know of fairy souls here is pretty low too. There's one back behind here in the middle. Timu time Dio fairy soul good. There's one in the lava here. I have no clue about dwarven mines. Or any fairy soul possibly could be, and I think that's all I know for this area. How did I do? West. Log. 4 deep caverns. I found 7 of them. Okay, well that's kind of bad. I know there's one behind spawn. Hey, you're done with the toll. Good work. And I know that there's some, like, on the mountain peak, but it's not really effective for me to go mountain climbing. This one? It's not this one. Still need Galatea. Yeah. Someone got upset with me for calling the Galatea Island Galatea. Because apparently it's supposed to be Moonglade Marsh. But it's their fault for releasing the set of islands that they want to call Galatea. And then only having the one island Galatea for over a year. Because they've come to call it Galatea now. I'm not going to conform. So it's not this one. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? There's like a second mountain here that has a Ferrisol. But I cannot be bothered figuring out which one that is. I think one of the lava streams has a Ferrisol. I don't care, we're going gold. I'm gonna struggle a little bit less here, hopefully. I know one of these scaffolds has it. If it's not this one, then it's this one over here. What else? See, I know the hoppy eggs in this gold area better than I know the Ferrisol locations. Okay, I know the surface one's a little better. We've got... one of them is in here. Conveniently placed water nearby. There's another that's like in the wall here. I think you're supposed, yeah, you're supposed to get it from this direction, but the guide video showed just like break the wall, get the Ferrisol. It was very jank. We've got like a falling Ferrisol around the back here. You just go down this hole, get the Ferrisol. Ferrisol behind the fire. Where's the conveniently placed water when you need it? And then on the mountain has another one, I think. And we're gonna go hub for the last Ferrisol if the mountain doesn't get us what we need. Oh, this might be the lava that has the Ferrisol, actually. Or maybe it was just a hoppity egg here. Again, I can't be bothered to care. Yep, that was the lava I was thinking of. Humor time deal Ferrisol guide. Another one on the mountain. Does that mean that one of these peaks has the fairy soul. I've circled back to not caring. Now, there used to be like a fairy soul up on the rafters. There used to be one like you took a minecart to get to. I have no clue what happened to most of the fairy souls in Hub. They have like the same approximate locations, but everything's so different now. And different is weird. There's gonna be a fairy soul. I already claimed the fairy soul over by the oak log area. It's gonna be one over by Dark Auction. Because Tia the Fairy always has a soul nearby. I think there's one on this place where, like, canonically a wither died. Nope, that's just a hoppity egg. Oh, there we go. See? Nailed it. Timu Tandio completed. Bingo Splash Community. Have they splashed yet, Yvonne? Has BSC splashed? Because I'm getting to the point where I only have really grindy things left to do. And I don't want to save it all for tomorrow. But I also really want to have potions. Alright, I'm in BSC. First. Refresh. Okay. Any cheddars? No cheddars. It's okay. Because it ain't XX10. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, I am keeping an eye on Bingo Splash Community. Although they have been very late. Yeah, they were at 32:24 a couple hours ago. I've got the Discord chat open. We'll take Lixer's assistance for now. Okay. Warp Garden. Potatoes are mostly grown. I consider it good enough. Jerry again immediately afterwards. There's not a lot of options. Oh, they're on time. It's like they heard. And I went to map spot. 45 glowstone already. Lucky. Yeah, we're gonna hit skill average today off of farming. And potatoes looks really easy too with how much we've gotten so far. Feel like it's a little out of the way to go for the quartz to get a day and night saver. Back to our regularly scheduled farming session. Of all the things to have to get 200k in, potatoes really isn't that bad. I didn't get a chance to check. I was on my way over. What does Jerry want? Please be potatoes, man. Ah, fine. I'll make a second plot dedicated to, like, scraps of carrots just so that I can get the copper. I'm pretty sure Jerry's gonna give enough copper for replenish hoe. That's a worthwhile side quest. Imagine 200k mushrooms. Just minion it, I guess. 200k mushrooms on an extreme bingo wouldn't actually be too bad. I mean, you'd hate it because it has mushrooms, and you hate farming collections because you want to speedrun. So surely I can just dump these potatoes into the composter. Because we're going to need something to get started. You're fine with farming collections, just not mushroom. Okay, monkey's paw curls. Enjoy your moonflower collection on bingo. Which is it? 4,000 organic matter to start making a compost. Let's at least get one of those started. Oh wait, no, I'm dumb. Just dump the brown mushrooms in. Easy. Probably should have saved the red mushrooms. Time to do solo raven. Good luck. Oh yeah, last day of Raven Guard. I guess, let me give the stream my opinions on Raven Guard as somebody who played for like one day initially early on and still doesn't fully grasp the endgame concept of what Raven Guard is. It's fine, like the restart of your progression when you fail is not as punishing because loot is so plentiful. So you can just kind of casually go about Raven Guard. And for the most part, you don't have to interact with those sweaty people who are going for high loot extractions because they're going to the middle. If you make a point to avoid going to middle or to cash out early, you can still interact with the economy perfectly fine. Like, you can still get your crowns and exit. Now, it's when you want to try getting into a competitive side of things, like going for the bosses, or going for the middle if you get the key to unlock it. One, we just kind of stumbled upon the key by accident the one time that we got it. And two, we got murked by the bosses every single time, even as like a team of 3 in VC. I could not imagine Party Finder being tolerable in the slightest at all. And by Party Finder, I mean random, like Yuval is doing right now. Also a Locust Pest, not bad. Maybe I get insanely lucky and get, like, onion-shaped potato. Let's go talk to the guy. Mr. Phillip. So Ravenguard's replayability, I think that it's not going to be like a game that I swap to go main, even if it has like a lot of depth to it. It gives me the same vibe, the same feel as Dungeons, where people are going to be super efficient. They're going to come up with the perfect route to get to middle each time, and every time that you fail, they're going to get super upset. Or you play with random friends, and then you encounter the people who are like the equivalent of Bed Wars 400s playing Ravenguard with their maxed out gear, where you can kill one of them, but I don't think you can be able to kill all 3. The class meta also concerns me, at least initially right now. It looks like Warrior is extremely broken, and I'm sure that they're going to tune that later. Warrior is good for PvE and PvP combat. I think ideally you would have a ranged class that's good with PvE, a ranged class that's good with PvP, a melee class that's good with PvE, a melee class that's good with PvP, and then a support class, kind of like what they're trying to make Knight into, where it's kind of good overall. It's like taking aggro from mobs as an ability for Knight. It's a support use case, but it ends up being completely pointless against players, because players know that your archer is the weak link, and the archer's going to do a lot of damage. They're going to focus your archer. No amount of Knight or tanking or any of that is going to make that your team survives. You're going to take that boosts everybody's defense. Or you go the tank route for Dungeons, where the tank would share some of the damage with nearby teammates. As for the crown extraction, I mean, there's a collector NPC, which I'm guessing is going to be like one of those Skyblock NPCs that wants a specific item in particular. Like maybe you're going to be tasked with finding topaz gemstones or golden compasses. And then if you'll get extra crowns if you bring that to that guy. That's my theory on what a collector would look like in Ravenguard. There's also player trade, which you can already do with your teammates right now, or even other players, by just throwing items into another dead body, a loot bag, a chest. As long as the containers aren't empty, they seem to stay on the ground, and I've dumped many an item into various containers. You also seem to be able to drop things by going into your inventory and dropping them directly to your teammates that way. If you try to press Q, though, it gets blocked by the "are you attempting to use this ability" kind of skill. Well, there's skill average done. I wish there was a reward for using a variety of abilities as well, because it feels like you're not incentivized to diversify your class. You would just use whatever the best thing is, always. I think if Ravenguard has reset seasons in order to keep the game interesting, it should rotate what those abilities are, or maybe make some of them more powerful or weaker in order to spice up the gameplay. I can understand wanting to finely tune the balance once, though, and not have to worry about changing things repeatedly over the lifespan of the game as well. But keeping things fresh is how other extraction games like Dark and Darker do it, in terms of making sure that there is no one defined class meta. Now, as for compost, I'm going to need to wait for this to finish and then like another one here in 14 minutes. So there's nothing I can really do on the garden right now. Need a garden load again if you don't mind. Or I can try to get our resident AFKer message. Oh, that works too. Thanks. I think the resident AFKer is, in fact, AFK. We're doing other game dailies. So, what's the issue with a mushroom minion being placed out in the sunlight? This guy's my science experiment. Because this guy has light next to him, and he seems to be working just fine compared to this guy. Yeah, they have the same amount of mushrooms. So if I just put this guy out in the light, is it like his mushrooms are going to break if a block is placed next to them? Like if I just... No. So I don't know what this guy's problem is going to be with the light. Apparently everyone's like, you gotta make sure your things are blocked away. We're already at 50k potato collection there. Potatoes are going to be so free, and we can probably even get it done today. But then that leaves mystical mushroom soup and nothing else, really. So I think we're going to end it pretty soon here. Maybe one more cycle of the farm to be halfway done. Plant the second. See, that's the thing is, I won't even need Jerry. I might not even need the second garden plot to be harvested. Like I can just do things as is. As for Cookie Buff, we've got 3 whole days of it, so I'm not stressed. We could probably do experimentation table. Let's probably rotate it out. Next charge in 19 minutes, whatever. We'll go do our additional bits reset. Good enough. That should be at least a click, and then good enough. Just doing it for funsies at this point. I don't even need the skill average. So, mining should be done. Pushes us towards Golden Goblin. Mushrooms, if we get similar progress over the night, again, we'll be done with Mushroom Collector. Mystical Mushroom Soup. It's going to require some redstone. Let's go check out the mines. See what's poppin'. Forge. Goblin raid. Unfortunate. Well, let's get enchanted redstone. Holy spam. There's the redstone we need. We get brown mushrooms elsewhere. And I guess we go kill some goblins. Goblin egg texture does look weird now. Ow. Just trying to change my armor, that was quite rude. See, one of the things I'm waiting for is our armors to be cluttered with information. Because we got the sword, and you see on the sword, it's not vanilla, because I've got Bane of Arthropods, Sharpness, Smite, Ender Slayer, which is not even a vanilla enchant, but like you can stack all the vanilla damage modifiers there. Allow us to stack protection, projectile protection, fire protection, and other types of protection. Maybe mob type specific protection. Give me 20 enchants on my armor to max it. Or, and here's a crazy thought, what if we just condensed the damage enchants and the protection enchants into a more simplified system, because nobody uses them unless you can stack them. I cannot think of a single use case for projectile protection. Or blast protection. Blast protection is so forgettable. I didn't even list it off in the different forms of protection. Might want to lobby hop just to get Goblin Slayer. If possible. I don't know if this is good or bad. I hope it's very soon good. Yes, let's go. And we'll be in Rampart's Quarry. We're just gonna get at least a kill in order to have participation there. Alright, I'd rather not have to deal with that. I'm back to the Goblin's Nest. If you give me a way to avoid dealing with those annoying golems, I will. And now we've stacked that commission for tomorrow. Potato farm's pretty much ready to go. I'm just going to give it a little bit more time to grow, and I'm also going to take a quick break. I will be right back. Yep, potatoes are pretty much ground. I agree. Goal is simple. Aim for around 100k potatoes, replant this, and then probably be on my way. Definitely a much shorter stream than usual, but we got a lot of what we need to get done completed really quickly. And I could drag the stream on a little bit longer building the witch box, but it's just going to be the Enderman box that I've built in a couple of other streams before. So I will spare that. And instead we'll stream the grinding of it. So tomorrow's going to be wrapping up 100k potatoes, doing the witch grind. We won't have mythical mushroom soup done on the bingo stream, because we're going to have to wait for the glowstone minion that we're going to craft to produce enchanted glowstone. But we will be done with mushrooms this time around. And then hopefully we can get a better together tomorrow. Otherwise, I mean, doing 13k gold outside of better together time is also not that bad. I could swap to mining speed boost and do it in Mines of Devon if it really comes down to that. You're fine to go do Raven Guard, by the way, Yvonne. In fact, I'll text that. You can Raven if you want. Remember compactor for glowstone? Yes, of course. In fact, I can go mine up the 7 cobblestone it will take on stream for this. Okay, no worries. There's our baked potato, and then we're going to need to go for sugarcane to get the paper for it. In fact, I think we can just skip out on the composter, expanding any plots. I mean, you can infinite cycle with AFK perfectly fine without expanding the plots. And then if I don't have a second plot going into tomorrow, it'll make the pests easier to harvest all at once. Oh, I'm realizing now I'm not in my slightly improved farming gear. I'm missing out on 20 farming fortune. Just get 2 plots, Evo says. I will get 2 plots at the start of the stream tomorrow. If I can. I'm going to offline pest with 1 plot. Because I'm lazy. Another interesting thing to note is it is 2x emerald dye right now. It's the last time to grind for emerald dye without having to suffer through safari rates. So if you want to get your emerald dye mining emeralds and you're watching, or you're a VOD watcher, feel free to go try and push that. If it were not for the foraging update, having something like the whispers that you could prep, I would probably be doing that. But instead I get to fig grind for infinite whispers. Because you need infinite whispers in order to max out the tree, apparently. I'm already over 40 million whispers, and it's still not enough. I still need more. Another thing I don't get is why they allowed for the whisper transfer to happen in the first place. It's not like they allowed you to transfer your gemstone powder into glaciite powder when they release the glacial tunnels. You need 55 million. Well, that's good to know. I'm gonna aim for 45 million and then try to go for the 10 million off of helix trees then. There's certain perks I can skip out on, like the doubled forest essence, that I can care about later. Just gonna go to the end of this plot, and then the stream ends. I'm gonna guess that's 100k, so we're going a little overflow. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I'll be doing another foraging stream. I want to just focus in and lock in on the content. Forest Canyon is... the gameplay loop is going to be attempt to do 10 minutes safari, attempt to do 10 minutes of contest to get a legendary. I don't even think legendary is going to be needed in order to fully do the safari if you've got a full team of 4. Because I just cannot see 56 times 4 being the number of the critter capsules you'll need. You can probably enter with lower tier tickets. And then for loot share, you can enter with just a basic ticket and have everybody else do the work for you if you feel inclined. You'll have to find people willing to do that, or maybe you take turns with a party that you agree to do that with. So there's that, and now we go hub. I'm gonna go get our paper. SP auth. There we go. Alright, bingo card. We have but 5 small tasks to handle tomorrow. Finish the potato collection. 2 more plots of potato. Should be easy. Gold ingot collection. Could even do it outside of a Better Together. Golden Goblin collection. This one, I'm on the fence. As I mentioned to you all, I want to get Sky Mall to go for 10x, and I want to stash up a small number of Goblin Eggs. And if we're not able to get a Sky Mall during the stream, I'll do that off stream along with this mystical mushroom soup. Our goal on stream is to kill enough witches in a box on our private island to get a glowstone minion. It's going to take maybe an hour or 2. And then mushrooms are just going to be idle. I'm hoping with some cheese and minion upkeep, we'll be able to get mushroom done. Golden Goblin collection. Yeah, I might be tired and saying things wrong. That being said, we finished the stream. Thank you all for showing up. I've been Kaboom. Yuval has been in the party chat this time. I will see you tomorrow for the final conclusion of the August bingo stream. Bye-bye.